You're in the Wrong House, written by Mitchell Waranch and narrated by Chadwick Polson. They look so peaceful, I thought as I removed my shoes and stepped, slowly, onto their mattress. It infuriates me, their comfort. Must be nice to have nice things, like this king-size bed. It's so soft it doesn't make so much of a squeak as I step over them. She certainly doesn't notice. This is the part I like. Adrenaline flowing through my veins as I clutch the cold metal of my weapon. The dim light from the moon casts eerie shadows across the room as I struggle against the rush to stay focused. Here I am, a low-life crook with nothing, who is nothing, standing over a man who has everything, blissfully unaware that any problem could exist in the home he built. I hate him in this moment. Or, at least I convince myself I do. Heart pounding, I click the hammer back and press the barrel against his lips. His eyes fly open in panic. "Shh, not to worry," I whisper. "This should be very simple. I don't see a reason anyone should die tonight." His eyes widened in fear as he nodded. Good. His wife groans, trying to yank more covers over shoulders. Unable to pull them from my feet, she rolls over, sighing whimpers of defeat as she falls back to slumber. "Do you hear that?" I ask him. The sound of someone rifling through the house sounds distant, despite the still silence of the night. He nods. That's my partner. He's looking for the safe. The crash from toppling off his furniture echoes in the distance. His wife groans and stirs again. As you can tell, he's having a tough time. Come with me, quietly. Help us speed the process along. He nods. I slump over him and off the bed, dragging him behind me. Suddenly, high-pitched screams from a little girl ring through the house like a fire alarm. "Denise!" He calls out and pleads. "Don't hurt our daughter!" His wife jolts awake, her confusion short-lived when she sees her seen by the door. She howls in terror. "On second thought," I say over the chaos, "let's make this a family affair," I say. The couple make their way into the living room with haste, little to do with my gun pointed at their back. There we meet a little girl, their daughter, frozen in place, staring blankly in the direction of an old woman, her grandmother, her expression unwelcoming, staring holes through me and my partner, pacing and waving his gun frantically in their direction. Mom and Dad rush to the aid of their daughter, the mother clutching the little girl tightly, her eyes darting around the room as if searching for an escape, the father's hands trembling as he wraps his arms around his family. He turns to me, his eyes pleading for mercy. They look at the old woman, but she did not change. She sat in silence, her gaze still fixed intently on me. "I can't find it, man," my partner said. "And I can't breathe in this thing." "Keep your mask on," I say, then turn to the family. "There's a safe in this house, the contents of which are of particular intrigue to a man we work for. He has requested, generously, that we retrieve them and leave. No one says a word, aside from Grandma, who is still shooting daggers at me. They look confused, disoriented. They look to her for answers, but she says nothing. She keeps her gaze on me. "Hey!" I snap at Dad. I grab his shirt and pull him from the pack. Now they wake up. I put my gun to his head, and they cry out. "You don't seem to be taking me seriously," I say, my partner chuckling behind me. The man says to get the contents of the safe and leave. What we leave behind is a gray area. Now where's the safe?
What safe? There is no safe.
I look to my partner. He shrugs. I look to the family, and again, they seem to be somewhere else. Except that old bitch. She hates me. But at least that is an appropriate response. This family is hiding something. Fine, I say. You all think we are playing around. You're all in on it. I motion to my partner and he yanks the father to his feet. Take him with you and search every room in the house. If he doesn't show you by the time you get to the last room, kill him. Now I have their attention.
No, please,
he pleads as he's hauled away.
You have the wrong house.
They made their way through the house, searching room to room for the safe. And there the four of us sat in the living room, silent. The ceilings are high, but not as high as I had imagined a millionaire's ceilings to be. The more I look around, the more I considered this was the wrong place. It didn't matter if it was or wasn't at this point. We were going to have to kill them all anyways.
Graham?
The little girl said, breaking the silence.
Is it you? It can't be you.
The mother says to Grandma, tears welling in her eyes. The old hag stopped scowling at me for the first time all evening to turn to her family and smile, briefly, before turning back to me. She flashed me a sarcastic grin, and that's all I needed. You know what? This is the right house. The safe is here. I know it now for sure. This old bitch knows something and she's not saying. Whatever's in there must be good if she's willing to keep this secret over keeping her family safe. She's toying with me. She thinks I'm bluffing. This is the last straw. Enough! I yell, startling the girls. What does she know? What is she hiding? Silence. Grandma's smile perks up just a bit at the corners. All right, fine. Stay quiet. But by my calculation, they're pretty close to the last room. And if the safe doesn't turn up, then it's lights out for hubby. Then who's next? Whose funeral do you want to attend next? I draw my weapon and point it right at the mother. Hers? I yell to Grandma. Her smile fades, but she remains still. The mother whimpers in fear. I pointed at her granddaughter next. Hers? My voice cracks at the old lady, still motionless but a fury burning in her eyes.
No, not my baby!
The mother pleads, shielding the little girl from the end of my gun. I point the barrel back at Graham. Yours?
We already did,
says the little girl. What? I reply.
We already did Graham's funeral last week, but she's not gone after all,
she said, beaming with joy. What are you? A gunshot goes off from the other room, and they cry in horror. They scream, and it's like music to my ears. I smile at Graham. So, what's it going to be? I say, and click. I cock the hammer back. Just before I pull, I'm shocked to see the wrong man enter the living room. The father walks in, stoic and stone-faced. He stands behind his mother, and they share the same frenzied, disdain-riddled stare at me. What are you doing here? Where's my partner? I yell, unable to decide who to point my gun at. He says nothing. He feels no fear for me. Well, there's no safe here, I hear my partner say from behind me. Let's kill these two and take whatever we can find. I'm sure we'll get to the right place tomorrow. What are you doing? Point that gun at them, you dumbass, and let's get out of here. No, I say to him. It's here. She knows where it is, but she won't tell me. Who knows where it is? He asks. Her! This old lady! And him! I thought I told you if he didn't show you the safe to blow his brains out! I reply, gun still pointed at Grandma and the father. What old lady? This is an empty chair, he says. What are you talking about? This lady! I turn to him and he's covered in blood. And I did. Daddy is donezo. His body's right where you found him, in the bedroom, he says. But I can't find the words. I turn back to the father and Grandma. Both are still staring at me with extreme hatred. I knew it, the mother says through endless trails of tears. You can see them too? See who? My partner says.
Daddy!
Shouts the little girl.
No, honey, that's not Daddy. That's not Graham. They are here with us, but they are gone. It's just you and me now.
A cold chill sweeps through the room as it dawns on me. I stand in silent disbelief as sirens and cop lights slowly fill the living room. My partner runs, and I stay to share one last glance with Graham. Her hateful grimace turns into a wide grin as she begins to laugh. Police! Put down any weapons you may have, and make yourself known! Their footsteps draw closer. Graham's laughter stops abruptly, and her face goes cold again. She finally speaks for the first time.
You're in the wrong house. You're going away for a little while, but you'll be back here with us sooner than you know.